was working on a video today reviewing Terrainify and their products because I wanted to talk about how it applies to making the worlds of Rohan. I suddenly got this message across my email. The Printing Goes Ever On, which is a separate company, is having a flash sale this Friday. It will be at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And they will be offering 3 of their Rohan-themed, Viking-themed products for sale. As you can see down here at the bottom, this is, quite frankly, a pretty good deal because it's 60% off for members and 40% off for everyone else. My suggestion is if you're not a member is that you subscribe for a month and then try them out and get this discount of 60%. And then if you don't like it the next month, you can cancel. You can do that through Patreon or through My Mini Factory. Let me walk through some of the things which are included in this sale. And yes, I own everything in this sale, so I am talking about this from the standpoint of a customer who has purchased it with my own money. First off, let's look at Chapter 13, this bundle, which is $40 usually, and you're going to get it for 40% off. So I don't know. I have an engineering degree, but math hurts my head because I'm 70 years old. So go ahead and figure it out. It's a pretty good deal. What you'll get is all the miniatures that you see here, and you can see a lot of these are pretty dramatic. They will come fully supported, so you can download them and get them from My Mini Factory or off of their website, the Printing Goes Ever On website. The next one that they include is Chapter 14, and I just happen to have this. I'm Legolas. I'm going to jump over the horse and be in a rodeo scene pulled up because I was looking at it and laughing at it earlier. It's a nice figure. That's not what I was laughing at. I can't imagine the actor doing that. Oh, and that's nice. I had not seen that. This is a picture from inside the building, which shows you what detail these guys look at when they actually work on this stuff. And here is the exploded part of the building, which is the Great Hall. And let's see, where can I get to what's actually in it? Right there. Missed by one. There we go. So you get a wyvern in the back, which is one of their version of the Nazgul. You get all of these people who are riding that are supported, and you get the terrain that you see here, plus some additional stuff. So you get the longhouse. You get the fortress pieces that you can use to create your own fortress, your own Edoras, with watchtowers and with gates. And then, as you saw earlier, you do get some terrain that goes on the inside. Let's see if I can flip over to it quickly. Sorry. Okay. So you do get bases that come with it. You also get haystacks and some other tools. And if you want to party on the inside of the Great Hall, there you go. You're set up so that you can do that. Now let's go to, I suggest, by the way, that you look at this in Firefox and not in Chrome, because Chrome is wonky on this site for some reason. It doesn't show it very well. Now let's go to Chapter 15, which again is a separate purchase, $70. But this includes... This includes the customizer. Now, I like the customizer because it does an awful lot of things. And I own every one of these customizers, so I can create all the things that they have here. I'll walk through it here in a minute, but it includes the customizer and all the figures from Chapter 15. So you have all the infantry figures. And if I can scroll through here and show you, you will have all of the cavalry figures as well. Yep, there you go. And all of this will be included in Chapter 15. Then, if you want to purchase something else, which is $40, and again, $40 times 40%, that's $16 off, so it would be $24. And 60% off, it's another, I don't know. I realize that's terrible, and I can't do that math in my head, but I'm trying to think about what I'm saying at the same time. But it does have this prop drop. I'm not into Viking stuff. I'm not into cosplay. I try to reduce the stuff I have on my shelves. But if you like this, this is fun. That sword and the shield would make good wall decorations, as would the horn. The helmet would make good decorations on a bookshelf. And you can see here on this side all of the things that come in this set, and it's pre-supported and supportless. Just so you know, you're not buying a pig in a poke. I want to walk through what the customizer looks like and what it does so that you have a feel for it. Now, you can come to the customizer, which is shown in the links below, and check it out. You can play with it, make figures. You just can't export them, so you can actually see what it will do. Now, again, I own all of these. Let me just show you. If you click on the Desert Clans, the way you'll know if you own it or not is it's got this export button down here in the bottom right. So you've got the undead, which are the guys that are in the cave. You've got a version of the Gondorians, which are pretty slick. You have halflings by the bushel or by the bucket load. And, of course, they have the appropriate themed bases. Now, right now, I'm going to talk about the Vikings because that's what's on sale. So if you click on the Viking link here, it will bring up this figure. If you use the mouse button, so the right button, if you press down on that, it'll move it back and forth. The left one will rotate it so you can actually see what you're doing. If you have a center roll bar, you can roll this in so you can actually see what the detail is. So let's go down and let's create one here. So we'll scroll down and we'll look at the figures that it's showing. The one that they actually have made is this one on here on the left, and it will be highlighted so you can look at it. So let's pick one. Where's one that we can show? Let's pick a guard figure, a guard looking figure. Now he looks pretty good. I like him. You could make a bunch of these and make them serried ranks, so you could have 10 or 12 of them stuck together looking like they're getting ready to go into battle. You can customize these so each one of them has an individual look. You scroll down, you can mirror the miniature. So if you click here, it will mirror the miniature so that everything is switched. If you've used a slicer, you're familiar with that. You can change the head options. So if you want to have someone standing there in a big breeze, you can put that head on, and again, that looks pretty cool. That's a young, in this case, man, because you can tell the armor's not developed appropriately. You can put in one of these old guys and make him look distinguished. And if you use this guy, you can then come down and change what's in his hand. So let's look at his right hand. Let's put a sword in his right hand as if he is the guy who is actually commanding. Oh, better yet, let's put an axe in his right hand. You click on this, it will show up here, and it'll look like he is actually different when you get them all assembled and in ranks. And there are some. I don't particularly care for the standard because if I was going to do it, I would have to extend that down there on the bottom with another piece of wood just to make it look right to me. So let's go back up and let's put the axe back in his hand. Or better yet, let's just try a big sword. That's a heavy sword for him to be carrying in hand-to-hand combat along with the shield. So let's make it a little smaller. Yeah, that looks a little more reasonable. You also have the chance to change up the shields that they're using. And don't forget, you can take him and twist him so you can see exactly what he looks like. And you can, again, switch all the accessories on this guy and make a bunch of different looking figures. So if you look at the cloak, you can get rid of a lot of these things. Some of them don't fit well, so you have to be careful. You have to try them out actually on the figure. So you can see here, this doesn't get rid of what's on his shoulders, but it still looks somewhat decent. And you can go through and and work with that. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm just going to go back to the main figure the way it looks. When you go down to the bottom, you do have a choice of bases. Let's pick this one, the Rocky base. So he's standing there waiting to go into battle, and he's standing by a piece of something that's destroyed. It would be good if you printed I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. When you download this figure, the figure and the base will come separately. So the fact that his foot is actually in the base is not going to be a problem. Then you come down here and you can rotate the base. So if you want to fix it, you can do this, and there he is standing behind it. Or if you want to put it in front of him, you can do that. And you can do that if you want to see what it's going to look like before you actually download it. Over here on the left, or on the right, you can take a picture of him and download it, and it will show up as a PNG. This shows you what the completed figure is going to look like. Then when you export, it gives you a number of options. You can name your character, and this will name the file that you download. Take a screenshot, which is what we just did. You can download the miniature, which downloads the miniature and the base separately. They're not supported. And then you can download the pre-supported bits. What does this do for you in terms of actually giving you something to work on? Here is what you get when you just download the figure. This is the base and the actual figure itself, which you will then have to pre-support. I have been with these guys for a couple of years. I'm an annual subscriber. I think they do great stuff. They have good customer service. They talk to their people on Tribes and also on Patreon, and they will answer messages when you write them and talk to them. All right, so let's see. You can see here I repaired the figure. It still has a few issues, but they will print without any issues. And if you want to, you can run this through 3D Builder or UV tools and probably clean up all the things that are there. So let's see now. Let's move this over, and we'll upload. And here it is when you have all the parts. You can see it's got the base. It's got everything that says supported. So you can put that into separate folders. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, it gives you the base, which is not pre-supported, but that's okay. You can do that base and save it and print it off and test it. But it does give you all these little pieces so that if you like the miniature, you can actually put those things on it. So you've got the sword, you've got a pouch, you've got the shield, you've got the head, and the figure. And again, they all come out pretty clean and will repair well and print well when you actually do them. The nice thing about the customizer is it gives you a number of ways that you can go in and create individual miniatures to use in your armies. So if you're doing Lord of the Rings or a version of Middle Earth or a Viking themed game or Saga or Lion Rampant, you can create a warband that's got character even though you have a certain theme. Let's say you wanted to have a Brotherhood of the Wolf. You could put them all in these capes and paint them all the same, change the heads and the weapons options, and you're good and you're ready to go. Let me know below if you're interested in this or not. I am interested from the standpoint of producing more content related to this because there's so much out there now in the digital world that it's good to have people to help filter it out for you and let you know what the sales are. Let me also know what you think of the concept of the customizer and also of the props and things, and if that's of interest to you. Take a minute if you wouldn't subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.